Coach, first off, you look much happier these days. You're much more accommodating for the media. Is that because of the results?
No, no, it's just your impression, but it's not the truth. No, serious. Now the results are not the thing that makes me more happy. It's more about what the performance or the result as well can tell you about what's going to happen next and in the near future for us. So that's the most important thing. Yeah. So feeling good, feeling optimistic about the future, not forgetting that we went through some certain difficulties in the recent games, and there's things that needs to be also fixed and execute better.
Coach, speaking about the business of the day, we've been drawn against the team everyone was hoping to avoid. Obviously, it's your third lower division side that you'll be facing in this competition. You came through the other two quite unscathed. Just your thoughts on being drawn against Dondol?
It's gonna be, I know it's a topic, but it's true, it's gonna be a difficult task one more time for multiple reasons, but it's gonna be even more difficult for them. So we need to remember the things that we learned from these previous games in the Nedbank against lower division teams. We know it's gonna be tough, especially because it's a knockout. It's 90 minutes. Many things can happen suddenly, unexpected, and you're facing players who wants to be. That's for me the main difference. The opposition wants to be still. They want to improve and get a boost in their careers. They want to show themselves, and it's a fantastic opportunity. So that makes the things very complicated because the level of motivation and preparation is important, and we need to understand that. But at the same time, one more time, we are Orlando Pirates. We need to always perform in a certain level of standards, and this is not an exception, and we're going to be prepared.
You are saying, Coach, that it's going to be difficult, facing them, but it's going to be even more difficult for them. Can you please elaborate on that statement that it's going to be difficult more for them?
Because, like I said, we are Orlando Pirates, and if we arrive in the level that, if we achieve the level that we want to achieve in every game, then the task becomes difficult, not for Dondol Stars. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's difficult to deal with us for every opponent when we are in our level. So that's the objective. We will try to know as much as possible about the opponent, as we usually do, as is our obligation, but also thinking about the team that we want to be also in this game.
Coach, in your previous press conference, you said that irregardless of the team being from the lower division or the tier, all the teams are big teams. So now, given that you're going to play Dondol Stars in the Nedbank, does that affect your style of play when you play with them, and does that give you the chance to test, to explore different players who haven't been playing in the league?
I still need to know more about the opponent. I had the opportunity to watch live the game they play against Supersport, more than 60 minutes, some pieces of the game they played against Amazulu, and that tells me about the difficulty. But now we need to know more in order to prepare our players as good as possible for the game. And there's always things that you need to modify according with the proposal of the opponent, and this is not going to be an exception. I think it's a team well prepared with a good coach and with talented players, as usually in South Africa. And we're going to take it serious because we really want to be in the semi-final.
As someone who's coming from the outside, Coach, into our league or maybe our country, and you've played against teams from the lower division, where would you say they are in terms of the tactics, the technique, the lower league sides?
I said already, it's a logical way of thinking. Maybe I'm wrong, but we're talking about a football country. South Africa is a football country with more than 80 million of population, if I'm not mistaken, with 16 teams in the first tier. That's not room enough for all the talent that you have in the country. So that means that in the second division, in the third division, you will find talent. Then there's teams well organized, teams who are not that well organized, which is normal, but the talent is there, and that talent will take the game very serious, and the previous weeks are going to take it very serious in terms of preparation. So you will face a good team, like I said, with players who want to take their chance to show their capacity and get a better opportunity in the future for them. So it's very dangerous to face and deal with the lower division teams in 90 minutes. It's a different story if you have the opportunity to play 2 legs, like we do in my country nowadays. Probably because the big teams, they don't like it. We did it in the past, the same format, and you can have a look, you can see Real Madrid eliminated against a third division team, and they don't want to see themselves in that scenario. So for us, it's a challenge, and we know we need to be very well prepared to not be in that picture, and be one more team eliminated by Dondol this season. We want to finish this time, their time in the competition, but we're going to do it with humbleness and with all the respect, because it's not by chance that they eliminate already Supersport and Amazulu in the same tournament.
Coach, speaking of talent, at a team like Orlando Pirates, you have a reserve side that is supposed to pump talent through. Obviously, you've had a look at them. They were in the news recently because of the expression of skill, if you want to put it that way. Just your thoughts on that, Coach. Do you endorse it?
I have no opinion about that. We are here to talk about the Nedbank draw, our next opposition, which is going to be difficult enough, and hopefully in the future we have the opportunity to answer that question and to talk deeply about that issue as well. I promise you.
When you've got this one as a cup that's on offer, you've won the MTN 8 already. The approach, because this one is different to the MTN 8 where we've got to play I think about 4 if not 5 games, and this one is a bit of a bigger stretch. What has been the approach, or what is the approach now, in this last 8, going with the hope maybe of winning it?
It's a different moment of the season. That's probably the main difference. We all know each other much better. Probably when we start playing the MTN, it was in August, if I'm not mistaken, and at that time the teams are in a different moment of the preparation. The moment of form is different. Now we all have a lot of, how can I say, scares in our skin already after a tough season for all of us, and we know a lot about our opponents. For us it's different because we are dealing with unknown teams for us every stage of the tournament, which is I think it's good also for the group, for the coaching staff to have the mission to know about an unknown team, that you are not facing another team of PSL that you know very well, that maybe you played just 2 weeks ago, and there's no secrets. Against these teams everything is possible because of the inexperience to face them. So that's probably the difference with MTN, the moment of the season, and for us in this particular case, the fact that we are facing unknown teams, which is not going to be unknown anymore after tomorrow. I think that I expressed myself correctly.
And what's making a bigger difference for you, Coach? Is it knowing more about the league, knowing more about the players, or just knowing more about your opponents now?
It's everything. It's the players, it's the stadiums, it's the fans, it's the referees, it's everything. You just learn day by day in order to find those small details that can give you a competitive advantage. It's our mission as a coach, and coaching staff in Pirates is not an exception.